It's showtime.
Yes, we do. Here at the Big Monster Briefing Room, such sights to show you. I am General Lemuel T. Howitzer, retired. I deal with monsters. That's my thing. Tonight we're going to talk about a particularly strange monster in the monster universe, and that is Mothra. But first, let me bring up my able-bodied assistants, Master Sergeant Havoc and Major Hazzard.
It's a pleasure to serve, as always. And you know, Mothra, I've got her represented right behind me. I just love everything about her. Everything about her.
Everything.
I'm sorry, I'm out on assignment. You know how the Wi-Fi is spotty, okay? Look, but I'm riding Mothra in my pictures.
Again, we never see you. We would like to see you every now and again.
Well, you know, she's busy. She's got them secret assignments from
I got so many assignments, I can't even keep them. But let's keep us focused on Mothra, not my secret assignment.
She's building a Bigfoot down in her basement.
That's not, we cannot verify or not. Let's just not think about it.
You cannot.
Building
move it along.
Creating a Bigfoot?
I cannot confirm nor deny things to which I am not.
Keanu Reeves was a dog boy in something. I can't remember what it was. But is that what you're looking for? You want a nice hairy guy? I thought you were dating Roland.
Let's not talk about it. We'll get to that in the middle of the show. We'll talk a little bit about what's coming up for my boyfriend. I'm so proud of him. He's got a lot of stuff on his docket right now, and we'll talk about that in the middle of the show when we get moving and grooving.
He's going to be doing Tuesdays.
Yep, 7 p.m. Eastern time.
So he'll be doing his own monster show to compete with ours. Great. And you allowed him to use our timelines. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Well, you know what the thing is that why do the work twice? Why do the work twice? The work is already done. Just have him do it, because the thing about Roland, this is what I always tell him. I tell him, sweetie, you are such a superstar. We got to work on branding your persona. So he's working on the persona and on on his fans and all of that. His relationship with his fans. He can't be in the workshop all day long re-editing these things or whatever you got. It's already been done for him. You know, that's lower level stuff that he's way above. To be honest, that's below his pay grade. I'll just be honest.
Oh, thank you for all that hard work I put into this show.
Because Roland is on a different level.
4 a.m. this morning. Okay.
Right, but I don't need my honey doing that. That's what I'm talking about. I don't need Roland doing that.
I had the timeline ready at about 12:45 in the morning, and then I looked at how big it was, and it was like 10 times bigger than it was supposed to be. And I was like, wait a minute, what the hell happened? So I had to go back through it and realized that half the slides in the timeline did not shrink down to the size they were supposed to be. So I was putting pictures in the timeline that were 300 and 400 kilobytes, and I was like, oh, God, I had to go back through each one and meticulously redo. I was up till 4 a.m.
You see, folks, all the work that we go through to get you this quality program, General sacrificing hours and hours and hours of his valuable time, hours and hours. That's right, hours. Putting all that weight. Or the work. Hours.
Weight.
Yep. Sometimes
I
I love Miss Millie. I love Major Millie, but sometimes that accent, I don't know what the hell she's talking about half the time.
You know, I could say the same thing for your Texas accent half the time. I don't know what you're talking about, but you look good saying it. So you know what I'm saying. You look good saying it, so you can get away with it.
Well, I feel the same way about you, Major.
I absolutely appreciate that. Thank you. With mutual respect and beauty.
That's right.
Howitzer's work ethic is fierce and intimidating. Cadet Moore is with us. I salute you, sir. Good to have you. Good to have you.
Thank you,
Okay, so let's go back to Mothra. I've always said that, and surprisingly, this is a Columbia release, and I guess in the U.S. The timeline that I'm doing though for this show is the original Japanese timeline. This was probably an early. I probably was doing the English one, and then I said, no, let's do the longer version, which is the Japanese version. And I want the good pictures, you know, the 1080p, whatever the hell that means, high definition picture. So anyway, in America, it was released through Columbia, believe it or not. TriStar released a lot of the later Godzilla films, including the infamous Matthew Broderick 1998 Godzilla, which fans called Gyno, Godzilla in name only. And the character was later named Zilla by Toho. And Godzilla actually fought him in 2004 in Godzilla Wars. So interesting. But anyway, I digress. So Mothra is, as usual, is directed by Inashiro Honda. And surprisingly, he doesn't use his usual composer, which is Akira Ifukube. He used the composer Yuji Koseki, maybe. And not one of my better. Not one of my favorites. You know, I don't listen to the CD. Although we do get the Mothra theme song, Matsura, Matsura. You know that thing with the two little twins.
Yeah, the peanuts.
Now, what's strange about this picture? What's strange about this picture is all through the Japanese Godzilla movies, when Mothra shows up, the Shobijin are nice, and Mothra is nice. He helps mankind. She sacrifices herself for mankind many times. But in this movie, the first one, they're mean. It's like you kidnap the Shobijin, and man, you have just opened a can of whoop ass you're not ready for.
Yeah.
So it starts with a very dark night, and a ship runs aground. And what they don't realize is they've run around next to Mothra Island, which I think is called Faroe Island. I know that, but I'm not sure I'm right about that, because Faroe Island was what they used in King Kong versus Godzilla. You go Faroe Island, please. So anyway, helicopter pilot goes out there to see if he can find survivors. Unfortunately, this is an area where they've done atomic testing, so they don't really suspect to find anybody alive. But they find, 4 guys that survived the shipwreck, and they're just waving, and they seem to be healthy, and everything's cool. And so they send a ship in to clean up the mess. So back home in Japan, these 4 guys are brought in front of doctors. The doctors are like, well, what the hell happened? How are you not suffering from radiation poisoning? They go, oh, well, the Islanders, they gave us some stuff to drink, and, we drank it. And Islanders, what? Islanders? There's people living there? Well, yeah. So again, this is a zone that should be radioactive, and there should be nothing living there. But they say, yeah, on the island there's and wow, you're zooming through this really fast. In this meeting with the doctor, and the main doctor is Dr. Harada, played by Ken Yahura. A couple of news reporters sneak in. There's a photographer there, and she tries to take a picture, and like, hey, wait a minute, what are you doing? And there is the bulldog, Sun-chan Fukuda. So Sun-chan is called the bulldog. He is a reporter, kind of a chubby guy, and he's got a mean editor. And the editor is played by, you probably recognize him from Godzilla Raids Again, from Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster. It's Takashi Shimura. Now, you probably also recognize him from all of the movies that who's the Japanese director who does all the samurai films?
Kurosawa.
Yeah, he's in Kurosawa's. He's somewhere in all the Kurosawa's movies. He started out as a big character actor, doing a lot of films as main character, and then as time went on, he started to do smaller and smaller roles. But he's in almost all of Kurosawa's work from the 60s and 70s. I'm sorry, 50s, 60s, and 70s. So they go to see this doctor, Dr. Shinichi Chujo, because he's an expert on radiation and its effects. He doesn't like to have his picture taken. And then there's a mouse, his son, lets his mouse go, and it scares her. She comes out, and he puts his face from behind the paper, and they get a shot of him. Now, we also established that she has a secret spy camera that she uses. Just a little damn thing, you know. This movie is before the James Bond era, you know, but again, you know, she had a little spy camera, so that's kind of cool. So anyway, they get a picture of the doctor, and the doctor agrees to help them with a story about these sailors who, you know, have evaded radioactive. There he is. Now you will recognize Hiroshi Kozumi because he's in a lot of the Godzilla movies. He was in Godzilla Raids Again. He was in Godzilla versus Mothra, the next one after this one. He was in Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster. He always plays a professor, a doctor. Handsome guy. And he's in one of the last films. He's in Tokyo SOS. That was one of his last performances. And he plays, I think he plays this character, Chujo, Dr. Chujo, in that movie.
So Cadet Moore had something to say about you, General. He says, okay. Howitzer knows so much about Japanese Godzilla, one could say he's a gynecologist.
Well, okay. Godzilla Nemone, gyno, yes.
Yep.
Yes, indeed. So here's the son and his friends, and they're fun. They think it's funny that their mouse got free.
Little cute little mouse running around.
Yeah, so freaking Japanese brats. Anyway,
oh, a mouse! A mouse has escaped.
They're so funny. She jumped on the chair. So Shin-chan here doesn't look like a bulldog. He looks like a pretty happy-go-lucky guy. Kind of a silly character. You know, he's kind of comic relief in all of this.
Yeah.
But has his heroic moments in the film as well. So, okay. So, now, this character, Nelson, he's just called Nelson. His name is Clark Nelson. I guess he's kind of an adventurer. And he's in the media a lot. And he's just stepping off a plan. He's going to join their expedition to this island. So he's having big news, you know, press conferences and stuff. Oh, Nelson, could you tell us why are you going? And he just wants to go check out this island. It's adventurous, you know. Oh, I could die from radiation poisoning, and yet, so he's going along. He's interested in the island. We don't know why yet. So the cigarette pulls that look together. There's actually a website called that. The cigarette pulls the look together. Where you have crazy pictures of people in crazy outfits with cigarettes. Anyway, they're not impressed. These guys from the press are not impressed. They think he's you know, he's an idiot. Anyway, so
he's a little sus. Yep. Well, he's forbidden the press to join the expedition. That's why they're kind of like, wow.
Oh yeah.
He's hiding something. He must be hiding something.
So yeah, she's sitting there waving goodbye to them. She doesn't realize that Bulldog has actually stowed away on the ship because he's an investigative reporter. My gosh.
Yep. That's why I call him Bulldog.
She's really off at him too when he comes back.
Yeah.
You didn't take me. So Nelson is in his stateroom. He's got a gun with him, and Bulldog. That's what I'm just going to call him. I'm just call him Bulldog. Has snuck in dressed as a steward. and Nelson holds the gun on him, which is not nice. He's not a nice guy. This guy is really a nasty kind of guy. And he's a narcissist. He loves the press. He loves, the adulation. And he wants people to stay out of his business, except, when it comes press time, and then he calls the press in to come and record his adventures. So the doctor, Chujo, comes in and rescues the bulldog, pulls him out. And eventually the ship does get to the island. Again, there's a lot of stuff going on there on the ship, but I just decided it really doesn't move the story forward all that much. This timeline is already like 170 slides. So they get in their radioactive suits and they go aboard the island. They go onto the island, I should say, go aboard. And they find out that there's this huge oasis inside where you can't see it. Very green and lush and, exotic plants. And so they're amazed. So they go in there. They go looking deeper and deeper into the foliage, the jungle. And I think this is Dr. Chujo. He's about to get grabbed by a man-eating plant, or a plant that grabs him.
Yeah. He finds the like mushrooms or something that he thinks that the survivors must have drunk from, or they made that medicine or whatever it was out of that.
Okay, all right.
Then he goes off because he wandered off. He got lost, and and he's about to get grabbed. Yep.
Very good. So they find some writing on a stone that talks about the deity there, Mothra. And that's peculiar. And again, the doctor wanders off. He gets caught up in a plant. The plant, kind of chokes him until he passes out. And before he passes out, he sees these two little, 3-inch tall fairies, maybe 4. What's a Barbie doll? Well, Barbie doll's about 10 inches, I guess. So they're about 10 inches tall, but they're very small. And they're looking at him like, oh, he's different. He's not from around here.
Yeah.
So they let their man-eating plant, But luckily the group finds him and they take him aboard the ship and they revive him. And he goes, hey, I saw these two little chicks. They were kind of hot. Kind of in a Tarzan Jane kind of way. So Nelson and all the group goes back, and with Nelson and his group, and they find the Shobijin. That's what these twin fairies are called, the Shobijin. And Nelson immediately reaches down and just grabs them because he's thinking, hey, I'll take these two little chicks back, do a big show, and at night, I can do a little Shobijin reach around. Yep. Little fantasy there.
Show's not for children, ladies and gentlemen. That's for children.
That's it, girls. Thank you for this. Yes, your discretion is advised. You never know what the general's going to say. He cusses like a sailor. He's got a dirty mind.
I wanted to take a moment. I think this is a perfect time to talk again about Roland, my boyfriend who's got this amazing new show coming up. And it's just by contrast, Roland is a good boy. He lives with his mother. He loves his mother. He treats her like gold, treats me like a princess. I'm just trying to say all the ways that he's a superior man, and the truth is that he's not, we're never going to have to run this one on Roland's show because he's a good boy. He doesn't have the mouth of a sailor. I'm a better woman from being around
That's
him.
True.
He's very he's an innocent boy.
I suspect that he works clean. Yes.
He works clean. He'll never do blue. And I don't know. We got a commercial for his show. I don't know if you want me to run it now. We can run it at the end. I don't know.
Yeah, you can go ahead and run it if you like.
Okay, because
I don't think it says Tuesday on it, but yeah, go ahead and run it.
This is really going to show. This is going to kind of show the spirit of what we're talking about here. Okay, by contrast to this show. All right, here we go.
Giant monsters are attacking the Earth. There must be an expert on these creatures to whom we can go to.
You were expecting somebody else?
Oh, it just tugs the heartstrings every time when I see him revealed like that. It's just so touching. It's oh my goodness gracious. I can't even get over how amazing that is.
Pruitt. His family name is Pruitt.
Yeah, because what's wrong with that? It's a very highfalutin name, you know. It's very highfalutin.
With it. I don't know why it reminds me of prunes, but okay, Pruitt.
I don't even know what you're just jealous again. This is what I'm talking about.
What?
You got to calm down. He's the younger generation.
Did I say he couldn't do his show? Come on now.
Look, I understand that you're a little bit jealous, but the point is, give him a chance. You'll warm up to him. I know you're never going to be on his level, but the point is that you don't need to be envious of him. That's all I'm trying to
do. What do you mean be on his level?
Look, you saw him.
Do you think he'll be on my level?
Did you see that? This is what I'm talking about. It's an ugly side of you. This is what I'm saying. It's an ugly side of you, General, because you get very jealous of him, and it's not right. He's a very good boy, and he loves you, by the way. He really respects you. He looks up to you. You know, you're one of his idols.
I could feel the BDE just from that.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. When he is revealed.
Even I could feel that.
Thank you so much for saying
that. Now, I'm sorry.
Makes me feel kind of creepy.
The BDE is his confidence level. You could see when he was revealed, you know, that he's the one who's going to be. Well, anyways, if you see it, you see it, and if you're jealous, you don't see it yet. But he looks up to you, General. So you got
again 2 different shows, 2 different angles, on the same kind of thing.
Totally different. It's totally different, and we won't have to be running.
I have 40 years of experience fighting these monsters. He watches a lot of monster movies.
Okay. It's a little bit. No, he also paints. He's an artist. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, but we don't need to be doing this one, is what I'm talking about, because he's very clean mouth. He works clean. Okay, well, let's move along here. But anyways, yes, and ladies, he's taken. So I'm just making this clear. I'm going to be talking about that. He's taken. So the fan mail, just watch. Yep, there's we don't want any of the clip pics or any of that stuff in his inbox. I go in his inboxes. I run all of his social medias. So anyways.
But if you send him naked pictures, you never know.
But don't even test me on that. Don't even try it. Don't try it.
Sorry. So yeah, Nelson just grabs these chicks like Barbie dolls. It's like, you know, and they're immediately surrounded by the island's inhabitants, and there's a lot of them, and they're tapping their rocks together to kind of intimidate.
As you would do if you was living in the jungles. That's what I would do. It's a very intelligent move. It's very intimidating. I think.
Welcome to the jungle. We got what you need.
It's better than finding Axl Rose naked in a jungle. I'll tell you that any day. Wow. I don't want to come across no Axl Rose in the jungle with his pith helmet, and his binoculars.
Because he'll want to watch you bleed. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Well, that kind of happens later on. Yeah.
They make Nelson put the chicks down. Basically, they're like, put them down. Put them down.
They're like, that's too weird even for us. It's too weird for us. Just leave it alone. None of your fetish stuff right now. We don't have time for the fetishes.
Yeah.
What do you mean? The show reach around?
What's funny is that, you know, Nelson, okay, they're trying to get him to put the girls down, and he's like, no, and he pulls a gun on these guys. Well, they're all armed as well. I mean, he's just one guy. They're all acting like, oh, he's got a gun. Oh my God.
He does that.
They're all
that's
rifles.
His fatal flaw at the end of the film too.
Yeah. But I'm like, why are they scared of this guy with the one gun? Well, they're all armed, you know. But
I have a little lady's handgun. I'll use it.
So
it's 25 caliber, damn it.
It's interesting how quickly he becomes obsessed. He becomes obsessed with these little goyles like so quickly. He's ready to give his life for them. Like it's crazy.
Yeah.
He's got the dollar signs in his eyes. Ching 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 ching. Big show.
Yeah.
Big show, ladies and gentlemen. So they go back, and again she is just fuming. You didn't take me with you. It's like, well, yeah, you know. And Nelson is already planning a trip to go back without them and with more firepower.
Yep. He reminds me of that dude from King Kong. What's his name? Denham. Yeah, like I'm gonna find these people. I'm like exploit them and huh?
I mean Jack Black?
Yeah, Jack Black. Yeah, it's like, you know, he's not making movies. He just wants to make money. Yep.
So, and they usually get stomped on by giant monsters. You know, these guys. You know, they learn the hard way.
Yeah.
Okay, so the guy with him there, that actor. Let me talk about him for a second. He's just called Nelson's assistant in this. That's Tetsu Nakamura. Now, Tetsu Nakamura has been in a lot of big monster training films and small monster training films too. He was in The Manster. He was the mad scientist in that. He was in The Mysterians as one of the doctors. He's in Yog, Monster from Space, as the wild, crazy shaman guy on the island. He's done a lot of these things. And here he's the assistant to the nasty of all nasties, Clark Nelson. Now, ironically, there is another Nelson in King Kong Escapes, but he's a good guy. That Nelson, and he's kind of based on Admiral Nelson from Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea, which is also a good guy, played by Richard Basehart. So the Bulldog and Dr. Chujo try to decipher what this message of the island means at his house, at Chujo's house. And again, I think they discover that there is a giant creature somewhere on the island that protects the people of the island. And if Nelson goes back and tries to get those little girls, there's going to be trouble. And that's what happens in the next scene.
Yep. There they go.
Nelson grabs the girls, the little ones. I'm going to take you back. And show times 3 times a day. And then afterwards... you little girls are going to be with Mr. Nelson. And the guys come in with the rocks again. They're knocking their rocks together. And this time they blast them. They just blast them. Machine guns. They brought machine guns this time. And they get away with the Shobijin. And this guy, he's kind of, I'm not sure if he's a leader on the island or if he's just one of the guys that, but he goes and he prays to Mothra. And did you see the bottom shot there where he falls down on the left? Yeah. Either he's got some really bad hemorrhoids or they shot this poor guy in the anus. I mean, seriously, look at how much blood is back there. Wow. They shot this poor guy, not just in the butt, but in the anus, in the middle of his butt. He's just bleeding profusely. And that would piss off any deity. Mothra, they shot me in the ass. Mothra, help me. So the wall kind of crumbles down and it unearths an egg. Now, do moth larvae come from eggs? Like chicken eggs? Because that's what it looks like. It looks like a giant chicken egg.
I don't know.
Well, in these they do.
Yeah.
This also happens in Godzilla versus Mothra, or Mothra versus Godzilla in '64, where the egg washes up on shore and they confiscate the egg, and it turns out to be a Mothra. It turns out to be 2 Mothras, actually.
Yeah, actually, I think they do. I think they do lay kind of an egg.
I think I've just got a problem with the fact that it doesn't look like an insect egg. It looks like a chicken egg, like a bird egg.
Yeah,
I think that's my problem.
Yeah.
In both films, and I have a hard time thinking a giant moth would, spit that thing out of its tail end. It'd be like that guy in the last scene. Oh God, I hate giving birth. So the news editor calls in the bulldog and his photographer and goes, "Hey, look at all these pictures that Nelson's released about his two girls from the island. They're going to a big fairy show. So I want you to go check it out." And it is a big show. Bigger than Disney. People lined up around the buildings like a Star Wars event.
Yep. The Secret Fairies show.
And when you think about the logistics of it, people in the back rows trying to see these minuscule, tiny, teeny, tiny princesses. I mean, there's no video screens anywhere to show them up close. But then again, this was 61, so I hope you brought your binoculars with you, so you can see the little girls on the stage. So they got a little gold carriage, princess carriage that they fly them down in. Nelson's all dressed up in his special tux. And the crowd is, again, those are the people up in the front rows. They're impressed. they're digging the show. And seems that Nelson brings them down on the stage and they sing a song. This is them singing a song from their island. Now, what he doesn't realize is when these two little show magicians sing this song, it's like, Mothra, come and save us. Mothra, kill all the people in your way.
Exactly.
They're singing for the destruction of anything that gets in Mothra's way until it comes to save them. And they're singing it all the time. So, yeah, these sound waves of these tiny princesses is magical. It goes right to the island. The island, the lightning is striking behind the egg. So the photographer says, "Hey, come on, let me talk to the little princesses, okay? You're holding them against their will. This is not right." And he's like, "F you," basically. Get lost. They're my princesses. I'm making good money, and I'm gonna keep making good money. We got a show to do. So they try to throw her out, basically, on her ass. And that's when our two guys, Bulldog and Chujo, show up, Dr. Chujo. And they talk to the guy and say, "Look, if we can we just go talk to the fairies?" And his assistant is like, "Hey, legally we got control of the fairies. They're ours. Okay, leave us alone. You haven't got a leg to stand on." So look at those two faces, huh? These are two nasty guys who know they've got everybody by the short hairs. But they do agree to let these guys talk to the fairies for a minute. They just take all the cameras away. They don't want any pictures of the fairies in a cage. That doesn't look good. So they let them go talk to the fairies. And they talk to the fairies. Say, "Hey, we're going to try to do everything that we can think of to get you out of here." And they're, "Oh, thank you. And then it comes down to the news of, "Oh, by the way, if you don't get us out of the cage, the giant monster from our island, Mothra, is going to come and save us. And in doing so, it's probably going to destroy a lot of your cities." What? So here, nice, and we get the secret spy camera. They get pictures of the show. Now they're smiling here in their cage, but the pictures they actually get are of them looking like they're trapped in a cage, and they're not happy. Like here, they're not happy because they're telling the guys, "Hey, Mothra's pretty nasty, and we don't think any of your military can stop her. She's going to come save us. As a matter of fact, we sing about it during the show. Kill everybody, Mothra. Pain and suffering, destroy everything.
Meanwhile, there's a rave going on in the island.
Yeah, they're drinking Mothra juice, man. They're getting high. They're dancing. Oh, and Mothra breaks through the egg, and it's a larva. Okay, that's not so bad. Military can get that, right? So, at the newspaper office, these two guys are not happy because they did print pictures that she took on the sly. And they're getting all kinds of shit now from different groups. Say, hey, you're holding those princesses against their will. You got them in a cage. What's going on? And the editor's like, yeah, well, hey, we got to do what we got to do. We're the press. Come on. Not good. Not good press. But in show business, there is no bad press. So can you see in his face there that that's Dr. Was it? No, not Sarazawa. The other doctor from Godzilla. He just had a mustache.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, again, I digress. Drop it like it's hot. I like your spelling. So next show, 8:15 show. Mothra, kill them, Mothra, burn their cities down to destruction. We're having a wonderful time at this show. Now, this guy, he is an actual news reporter, or he was an actual news reporter in Japan, and he's in a lot of the Godzilla films as a news reporter. So that was kind of a thing they did. They put him in a lot of Godzilla movies as a news reporter. So there's another ship out in the ocean, and Mothra is now swimming towards Japan. And the boat's in the way. Kill the captain, the crew, let them die. Sink the ship now, Mothra, get to Tokyo and save us. Japanese translation. Oh shit. That's what it is. Come on, tell me I'm wrong.
Nope. Yep.
So yeah, Mothra barrels right through the ship, no problem. He's a very sturdy larva, giant larva.
Yeah.
Most larvas that would just cut them right open, but no, just barrels right on through it. Leslie Nielsen was the captain aboard that ship, and I think Shelley Winters was there too. I'm a good swimmer. Sorry,
it just flipped upside down. That's all.
That's it. It capsized the boat. Roddy McDowell hurt his leg. Sorry, I'm in a mood now. Hazard put me in a mood, defending Roland.
Don't be blaming me, Martin. I didn't put you. It's the peach tea all the time. You get a wind up your tail.
There's nothing in this but strawberry and peach tea, and it's very disappointing. By the way,
you get some wind up your tail, and you get feisty, General. You get real feisty.
Feisty. I'm feisty. So now they're like, hey, come on, this thing is heading towards Japan. It's clearly going to come and save these princesses from you. You got to get rid of them. No. So Bulldog and Chujo decide they're going to try to kidnap the princesses. They're going to try to take them out of this place to save Japan. But there's a huge fight with Nelson's men. Very exciting. They do get in and they talk to the princesses, and the princesses are, oh, Mothra's coming. Very good. We told you she would come. They don't say that, but they're like, she's gonna come. You're not gonna be able to stop her. So they go to the Dr. Harada, And Dr. Harada says, well, what we should do is we should create something to go around the princesses, which would, block the sound waves so that when they sing, Mothra doesn't hear them. So that's well enough, but they'll probably suffocate. Well, there's no holes in that to breathe. Come on. So anyway, they test this thing out and it works. But again, they got to pull it up to let them breathe. Although that's cruelty, Yeah. Then we have a little military action where Mothra is still swimming and they're trying to fire and drop bombs on her. And again, we're showing that Mothra is a cheeky little devil, tries to even leap out of the water at the plane. What was I saying now? She's impervious to weaponry.
Yeah.
As most of these atomic monsters are. You shoot at it and it just bounces right off. It's like a mosquito. Oh, look, boss. Your stocks in mothballs has gone up, way up.
That's it, exactly.
Oh, good. I have no idea what was being said in that scene. I think that was cut from the American version. Anyway.
They're just talking about it. It's just a report about Mothra, that they're trying to kill it. It ain't working.
Yeah. They keep saying they keep thinking they've killed it and it keeps coming back. It's like Jason from Friday the 13th. You put a hockey mask on it. She keeps coming back. All right. So they're dropping bombs on Mothra. Dropping napalm on her. Nothing. Swim right through it. Look at that. Little Mothra whistle. So again, Dr. Harada and the Fukuda and Chujo, they go to see Nelson. They say, look, we got this stuff you can put around them, and it will keep them from singing to Mothra. And they're like, oh, thank you. Thank you for helping us out. Of course, we still have 3 shows a day. Mothra, kill them all. So, okay. So at least at night we can get some sleep, knowing that Mothra can't hear them. Now, at the local dam, there's a couple of knuckleheads having dinner. And they see a glowing light out in the water. Obviously, it's Mothra. He's reached this far. They're a little concerned because when Mothra is that close to a dam, it usually means trouble. When a kaiju is close to a dam like that, it usually means trouble. And sure enough, the dam ruptures. And as it's breaking apart, our team shows up. Chujo and Michi is the name of the photographer, Michi Hanamura, played by Kyoko Kagawa. They show up, and Fukuda, bulldog that he is, actually saves a baby that falls out of a carriage from the bridge. Has this heroic moment there. He goes and saves the baby and brings him back to its mother. Now, Chujo's son decides he's going to try to save the Shobijin. So he sneaks into Nelson's compound. The security on this place is terrible. I mean, it really sucks. This kid gets in really easy. He's wearing a MAGA cap. That's the first time I realized that. We will never look at red caps the same way ever again. Baseball teams are going to be changing their cap colors. Anyway, so Nelson and his men show up and they tie the kid up. I mean, it can't get any worse now. Get the lawyers, call the lawyers, tell them we had to tie the kid up because he was trying to steal the Shobijin. So the bottom picture from that last slide was actually Chujo reading his son's diary, which you should never do. You should never read your kid's diary. You're going to find out things you don't want to know. I want to save the princess. No, don't go there. Don't go there. Don't piss off Hazzard anymore. You already have.
No, it's all right. It's fine. I can take it. You know, I'm on assignment. I'm a mature person. I got diplomas and all that stuff. It's all right. You can go.
No,
Because I know you work blue. I know you work blue when you're on the tee, and that's all right. That's fine.
When I'm on the tee, like it's got vodka in it or something.
I don't know what. I think it's got something a lot stronger than vodka, but I'm not saying nothing.
Gin. It's peach tea and gin.
Gin.
Gin and juice, like Snoop Doggy Dogg.
God. How did Snoop Dogg end up on this show too? How did that happen?
Well, you know, we got our mind on our money and our money on our mind.
That's what I was going to say. Exactly. If we send this to him, he'll love it. He'll show it to his bestie, Martha Stewart. I'm a big Martha Stewart fan. You know, I think
Snoop hangs with Martha Stewart.
Of course,
He's
they're
not
besties.
That cool. Come on.
Yeah.
No, they're best friends. I'm not kidding. They're best friends. It's for real.
Yep. Make Godzilla eat fish again.
Yeah, we're going to rename her Mothra Stewart.
Mothra Stewart.
Mothra Stewart, that's perfect. Oh my gosh, we have to do a picture of Martha Stewart like Mothra. I don't know how that could happen, but I can see it in my brain. It would be
like
fantastic.
A Mothra body, but
absolutely. Martha Stewart. Martha Stewart.
Help me. Martha Stewart's head, but the body of a Mothra.
Oh.
Mothra. All right. So anyway, Chucho and the bulldog go and save the kid. They go rescue him. He's like, I didn't get the show, but I failed. No, it's okay. You're making good grades in school. It's good. But I wonder what you're doing with that mouse when we're not looking. So Mothra has hit land. Mothra is on land now. The tanks are rolling out. This is typical of a Japanese kaiju film. The planes are trying to bomb Mothra again.
All the
Tonka
Tonka tanks.
What's that?
Yep. All the Tonka tanks.
Yeah, the Tonka tanks, the toy tanks. Mothra is barreling through a Barbie factory there. Yeah. So again, they keep shooting at this thing and nothing happens. It just keeps barreling on through.
I like these overhead shots. I mean, it's really, you got to give them credit. I mean, they're really, really good at miniatures and doing the miniatures and the.
Well, yeah. You want to see this stuff in action? I mean, really see this stuff in action? If you ever watch Ultraman, man, they do some great work on.
Ultraman.
And they get great angles. You know, shooting down up shots from cities, towns, stuff like that when the monsters coming in. Good stuff, great stuff. They got better and better throughout the 60s. And then in the 70s, it's like, no, we're not going to give you any funding anymore. If you want to do these monster movies, you're going to have to do them out in the woods. Monsters are going to have to fight amongst the trees in the mountains. So they just cut their budgets.
Yeah.
But in these early films, man, yeah, they put the budgets in and they made little meticulous sets with buildings and little cars and tanks and amazing.
We joke about the Tonka's tanks, but they're fine little reproductions. Yep.
Well, and they do a good job of intercutting, with live action.
With the real ones, yeah.
So you got to give them hats off for that. Kudos for that.
Yep.
So Mothra comes to the tower. I can't remember where this is. I want to say Hokkaido, but in any case, there's a tower there, and it's a famous tower. And Mothra kind of scales up it and brings the damn thing down the top of it, collapses it, and then it starts to spin a web around it. And the web gets, all over the people. Ew! All over the helicopters flying by. It's causing the helicopters to crash. There's the thing coming down the top of the tower.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a helicopter coming down after it's been hit with Mothra spew. And it starts a fire, and the fire spreads quickly. And the generals and doctors are like, oh, shit, that didn't go well. Damn. Look at those looks on their faces. Ah, damn. Again? This thing gets through again? Nelson, at this point, decides he's going to take the Shobijin and get out of the country. Because things are getting hairy here with Mothra showing up and causing problems. So he's got a fake passport handed to him by his assistant. He's got the Shobijin in his suitcase. He gets through customs. There's a priest behind him. This reminds me of an SNL sketch, an early SNL sketch. Anyway, where Bill Murray is a priest and John Belushi is trying to get some Coke or something in a suitcase full of Coke through customs. Anyway, so Nelson gets through. And Mothra keeps spinning up. He keeps cocooning himself in this structure, this tower that's fallen over. And they're taking pictures. Now, if you look to the far right of this picture, the very far right, you'll see Ben Haraya, character actor in a lot of the Godzilla movies, but he is Ultraman. He was the first Ultraman, not the guy that turned into Ultraman, but Ultraman, the guy in the suit, in the mask and the red suit. And he's one of the only people that's still living from these films. I think maybe Kenji Sahara is still alive, but he's one of the few people that's still alive from these movies. And he does conventions and stuff. And again, this was one of those things. He was playing another reporter in the film, and he's in the background of a lot of this stuff. So that's what the cocoon looks like. Two big, huge testicles. I don't know if Mothra planned it to look that way, but it's kind of embarrassing.
We're gonna get a lot of play out of that one. We're gonna get a lot of use out of that. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I enjoy that when those two kids. I love it. So yeah, that's gonna send me up every time we play it. I think. So they bring in the heat ray guns. Now these are the precursors to what would be called the masers, the maser cannons later. These just shoot fire, nothing special, no lasers, but it's just fire. And they figure, hey, it's a moth, let's burn it up. Moths burn on a light bulb. Let's just burn it up. So everybody is excited about, the dawn. When the dawn comes, they're going to burn Mothra up. She's in her little cocoon there. She ain't getting away. Now, look at this general. He's like, this fucking better work, you son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Now, on the right is the advisor. He's the military advisor. Yeah, he's the one it's his ass if this thing doesn't work. He's played by Yoshifumi Tojima, who's in a lot of the Godzilla films. He plays a lot of different characters, a lot of military characters. In a Mothra versus Godzilla, he plays a real nasty character that buys the Mothra egg and blows smoke in everybody's face. So he's in a lot of things. So everybody puts on their cool glasses. Everybody, we're going to have our eyes surgically altered. Anyway, do you see what I did here? I kind of tried to put the pictures together. You're kind of in the fire guns are blazing at Mothra's balls there. That's what it looks like. And it catches fire, and everybody's like, yay. And it's on fire. There it is.
Yep.
So handshakes are in order here. All right, yeah, we burned it up. Yeah. Now the reporter on the left there looks like a buddy of mine, Russell Hackney, but Asian. I just wanted to say that, and I'm hoping Russell will watch the show. On the right, we have a very young Archie and Edith Bunker. They came to the event.
Ow, Archie, look, they burned up Mothra.
Oh, jeez, will you stifle? We're in Japan here. These Japs are going to have our ass. Sorry.
Okay, that was my favorite part of the whole show that ever happened. Oh my gosh. It's true. It's true. It's really them. It's really them. And that's what they would say. It's the exact thing they would say. Oh man.
Oh, they used the fire guns on Mothra.
Oh Jesus! Will you state the obvious, huh? You dingbat.
Stifle.
Stifle. He's got like a Nazi war armband on. Uh-oh. So here's the scene now where they are in not New York City, but New Kirk City in America. Not New York, but New Kirk City. They couldn't say New York. Copyright. I don't know. I still have no idea why they didn't just say New York. They did it in later films. Anyway, these guys hear on the radio that Mothra has been incinerated, been burned. So they have a big laugh over this. I mean, like I feel like this was homage, or this was what led to Dr. Evil laughing with his minions later in movies. Yeah. I mean, it's that bad.
It's an evil villain laughing going on here.
They are partying hardy, man.
Yeah.
Both of them dead. I mean, look at them.
Break out the good scotch.
Too much fun.
Yeah.
Oh, he's dead. A little monster death, and they just have a party. They're just off the chain. Okay, so
we got somebody from Nigeria. Says hi, Bana. Hi, good morning from Nigeria.
See, now again, that's just over the top.
Yeah, look at them. Yeah,
they look like the Rat Pack after they drunk. Some evil laughing going on there. All right. So meanwhile, they think it's all their problems are over. Mothra, we're in New Kirk. Come and destroy the place. Save us now. They're still singing their song. And they've taken the protective, shield off to let him breathe. So, yeah, the balls burst open and boom, Mothra pops out. And she's fully grown moth now. Oh, get the fuck out of here. So, yeah, run. It didn't work. Yeah, that head pops out. You better get your ass out of there now.
Looks more like a peanut, though.
Is that what you think? It looks like a peanut shell?
Yeah.
Oh, look. Get out of here. No. Take a picture. Yeah. So he squeezes his way out. Or her way out, I should say. Mothra's always referred to as a girl. Because we can't see any Mothra penis underneath.
Nope.
So yeah, with wings like that, it's gonna be pretty windy when she takes off. And it is. I mean, cars flying everywhere, When Mothra's in the neighborhood, get your Hot Wheels and tuck them away, okay? There she goes. So yeah, all kinds of crap flying around, buildings and rubble, cars flying all over the place, little battle buddies. Hey. Hello,
Farwell.
Farwell. Salute you. There it is. Yeah. Ah, jeez. Ah, wind. Ah, hurricane. Ah. Gale force winds. And then we see our heroes, the doctors and the news people, and there's not the guy's hat's not flying off, not a hair. The tent behind him isn't even blowing. And they're looking at him like, oh, hey, whoa, look at that. I put two pictures here perfectly so you could see, nobody's glasses or hat or anything are flying off. They should be in the air, flying like they're underneath an airplane taking off. But no.
She's going in the opposite direction. That's why.
Yeah, right. If they're close enough to look at her, come on. Look at that. Look at that wingspan. They should be flying all over the place. They shouldn't be alive right now. So anyway, she flies off. She's heading to Newkirk City. Newkirk City. Then these guys hear the radio report. Oh, shit. They're not laughing now.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, boss. Mothra's flying to here. Now, a giant kaiju is flying around in airspace. And you're going to hop on a Pan Am, of all planes, a Pan Am flight. This was the airport that got shut down because of all the accidents. So that's pretty ballsy. So anyway, they're flying to Newkirk City because they know that's where the Shobijin. I don't know how they know, but they know that Nelson and the Shobijin are there. So somehow they got a report from somebody. Hey, we saw Nelson. We saw the Shobijin. So Mothra stops traffic. And again, it's Nelson and his gang, and they're trying to get the hell out of there before Mothra comes in. It's too late. Good morning from Nigeria. Thank you. Thank you for watching the show. I hope we do not offend you. So here's road rage at its worst right here. Look at Nelson. Boss, are you okay? Look at his assistant. Boss, are you okay? That's the translation. No, I'm not okay. Damn Mothra, stop traffic. And then everybody around the car is like, hey, it's Nelson. And he's looking at these people looking in the window, and he's seeing the dead islanders. They're haunting him. We see one of the islanders that he machine gunned. Now, this must be what Japanese film people think American police look like. Just saying. That's what their uniform looks like. A khaki outfit from head to toe. They all look like Barney Fife. A little red tie. Got our one good bullet right here. We got Nelson written on it. Now you see here, Nelson, you got to hand over those Shobijin. So he pulls a gun on the whole crowd. What has he got? 7 shots tops? That little lady gun? So they shoot him. Blam! Take that, bastard. And they take the suitcase, which has got the Shobijin and, his cocaine in it. Mothra, again, they're shooting at her, the tracers and everything, but they're not stopping her. There's the Hot Wheels flying all over the place. And you're just she's just flying around trying to find the Shobijin, and they're like, how do we tell Mothra where they are and how to land and what are we gonna do? And they finally get to the scene. The guy that is the police chief of Newkirk City is actually Robert Dunham. Robert Dunham is an American actor who was living in Japan. He's in quite a few of the early kaiju film. He's in Dagoro the Space Monster. He's got a major role in that. He's in this. He also plays the king of the underwater kingdom in Megalon versus Godzilla versus Megalon. King, what the hell was his name? Santino or something. I can't remember the name. He was an American who could speak Japanese. He lived there, and he was in a lot of these movies. So he gives him the suitcase and goes, oh, I hope you can do something. And again, we see more destruction because that's what Mothra does. This Mothra. And now, Japanese casting, send us the 2 ugliest priests you can find. It is in God's hands now. That's his line right there. It is in God's hands now. And our group, Chujo, Bulldog and Michi look up and they see the cross at the top of the church, and Chujo goes, "Wait a minute, I've seen that somewhere." He pulls out his little journal, and hey, it's the Mothra symbol. Look at that. So we're going to put this on the airport tarmac so that Mothra knows he can land and get the Shobijin. So that's what they do. They head for the airport. They tell the Shobijin, "Hey, sing to Mothra, tell him to meet us at the airport. He can pick you up there." They get some nice little trucks at the airport to paint all over the tarmac. And Mothra's like, "Oh, okay, I get it. All right, I'm heading for the airport." That's the sound that Mothra makes when he flies. She flies. No Mothra penis. So they wait patiently. There's Dunham behind him. Chief Dunham. I think that's the same suit and hat that he wears in Dagora 2 years later. Again, major character in that. I'm pretty sure that's the same outfit. Anyway, I guess he brought his own wardrobe. And there it is. Meanwhile, the other players are like, "What the hell is that on the runway?"
Yeah, they probably diverted all the other traffic to some other airport.
Well, let's hope so. Let's hope so.
Yes, we have a priority landing. Big time moth.
Newport Airport are pissed off now because their flights were delayed.
Yeah.
Damn it!
What do you mean a giant moth? You got to be kidding me.
What do you mean a giant moth? Where's Hazzard? She's got to say that line.
A giant moth. I don't know. My accent is perfectly normal, but anyways, a giant moth.
This is Newkirk City. Newkirk City. So it's like, "Hey, goodbye. Sorry about that guy kidnapping you and all. Oh, we're sorry that Mothra destroyed some of your cities, but it was nice meeting you." It's kind of awkward, saying goodbye in circumstance like this. Goodbye. Sayonara. We're in Newkirk. You can keep the suitcase. Bulldog kept the suitcase.
They could at least let him have all the little uniforms, the little clothes they got, the little wardrobe. No, they go back to their old rags.
It's a riches to rags story.
Yeah.
And of course, we can't see them on that giant moth because they're too tiny. You could actually see them on Mothra in Mothra versus Godzilla. That made no sense at all because they would have to be huge for you to be able to see him on his head. So they fly back to the to the island, and again it's party time. Hey, we're back! Oh, party time! We're back! Your favorite show! That's the only entertainment they ever get on that island, It's like one channel. Shobijin show. We're fresh in from a gig in Japan. It's the Shobijin. They're back. Yeah, dance time. Let's get high.
Let's drink some mushroom juice and dance and party.
How's our Uncle Choji? How's his ass? Dun 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 dun, and it's happy again on the island. They got him back. Yeah, they destroyed a couple of Japanese cities and a little bit of Newkirk, but hey, you gotta break some Mothra eggs if you're gonna make an omelet. I don't know what I just. All right, so that's Mothra, the original. Thank you. You like that? You people have done a great job. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. Again, I'm talking about Mothra, a training film from Japan, from Toho Studios, about a giant moth. You know, if you could think of things that could be scary and terrifying, moth. Yeah. Scary. All right. Thank you, Hazzard, for putting up with my nonsense.
And don't forget that we got Sandy D coming up in a little bit on Cosmos Creative. She's got No Icing is back. It's actually back.
It returns.
It's the return of the No Icing. Can you believe it? I can't even believe it. It's a big, big moment. And Rory Penland's going to be there. It's going to be.
I suppose so.
Yeah, of course.
He's usually there, right? He's the co-host.
Yeah, he's another big star. We got Sandy D. We got Rory Penland. What else do you want, right? It's amazing.
5,000 followers on YouTube does not make, or on TikTok does not make you a star.
Oh, it absolutely does. I back in the day that used to be something. I'm telling you.
You have to be millions to be a star.
And then don't forget, It's Casual coming up on Tuesday.
It is?
I thought so. I thought there was something. What's coming up on Tuesday?
We're doing another episode of Big Monster Briefing Room.
So how come I thought so? So when's the next It's Casual?
Actually, I don't know. I don't know. I don't talk to Rory.
Oh my gosh. So, okay, well, I'll go find out from him.
Bride of the Monster is what we're doing next Tuesday on the show. We're going to have Tom Cheshire join us for that.
Okay, that's what I'm thinking about. I saw that Tom Cheshire was on Tuesday. That's what I'm talking about. Tom Cheshire's coming.
Bela Lugosi, one of his last films, and a lot of fun. Should be
I just love that Tom Cheshire.
The timeline will be colorized.
Oh, that's going to be
good. And then next Thursday, Unite Godzilla Fans comes back for another kaiju classic, Son of Godzilla.
Wow, that's going to be so fun.
Son of Godzilla.
That's going to be so much fun.
So, yeah.
All right, there we go. And thank you so much for people for watching. Thank you, everybody who's watching. What'd you say?
You're going to fight your own battles. That's Godzilla's son before he could talk.
Okay.
He was just an infant. So
oh my goodness, that's so cute.
So he didn't sound like that. You got to fight your own battles. That's what happens when he gets older. He goes to an American school, and then he starts talking.
Oh my goodness, that's hilarious.
And he sounds like Goofy.
It's exactly like Goofy. It's the same thing.
Picking up bad habits.
No difference there.
I guess you were looking for me, huh? That was a fun show. We had a fun time on that Godzilla's Revenge. Anyway. Thank you for joining us. We went a little long. I apologize for that. And, Blue Hearts. Keep an eye out for those big monsters.
This here's Master Sergeant Havoc. Thank you for watching this episode of the Big Monster Briefing Room. Now, why don't you go ahead and give us a like and subscribe to our channel and ring that notification bell next time a big old giant monster comes calling. See y'all later.